Have you ever been in a situation where you were so sure you were right, only to find out later that you were missing a crucial piece of the puzzle? We all have it's human nature to make quick judgments, to rely on our own experiences and assume our way of thinking is the only correct one. We often get so caught up in our own perspective that we completely shut out anyone else's. We might think we're being efficient or decisive, but what we're actually doing is closing ourselves off to growth and understanding. When we refuse to listen, we're not just dismissing another person, we're actively hindering our own learning process. The world is a vast, complex place, and no single person holds all the answers. By stubbornly sticking to what we think we know, we miss out on a wealth of knowledge and insight that could enrich our lives in ways we couldn't even imagine. Think about it. Every person we meet has a unique set of experiences, a different background, and a distinct way of seeing the world. Each of these perspectives is like a different lens through which to view reality. If we only ever look through our own lens, our view will always be limited. But when we take the time to look through someone else's, the world suddenly becomes bigger, more colorful, and a lot more interesting. It's like switching from a black and white TV to a full-color, high-definition screen. Why would we ever choose to stay with the limited view when a whole spectrum of understanding is available to us just by opening our ears and our minds? It's not about being wrong, it's about becoming more right. There's a wonderful little story that perfectly illustrates this. It's about a young girl named Emily and a simple math problem. One day in class, her teacher, Mr. Harrison, asked, "If you have 3 apples and I give you 2 more, how many apples do you have in total?" The whole class shouted 5. All except Emily. She sat quietly, a thoughtful look on her face. Mr. Harrison noticed her silence and asked, "Emily, what do you think the answer is?" Emily looked up and said confidently, "The answer is 4. The teacher was a bit taken aback. He repeated the question slowly, emphasizing the numbers. 3 apples plus 2 more apples. How many is that? Again, Emily replied, "It's 4. Mr. Harrison started to feel a flicker of frustration. It was such a basic question. How could she get it wrong? He was about to correct her, maybe a little sternly, but then he caught himself. He looked at Emily, really looked at her, and saw the genuine conviction in her eyes. She wasn't being difficult or trying to be funny. She truly believed the answer was 4. Something stopped him from just saying no. "You're wrong." Instead, a wave of curiosity washed over him. He took a deep breath and changed his approach. "Emily," he said gently, "that's a very interesting answer. Can you tell me how you got 4? Emily's face lit up. She was happy to explain. "Well," she began, "I already had 1 apple in my backpack for my lunch snack. So if I have that 1 apple, and you give me 3 more, that makes 4 apples in total." The classroom went silent. Then a slow smile spread across Mr. Harrison's face. He let out a soft chuckle. In that moment, he realized the problem wasn't as simple as he'd thought. It wasn't just a math problem. It was a problem of perspective. From his point of view, the question was a straightforward 3 plus 2. But from Emily's point of view, with the information she had, the apple in her backpack, the equation was actually 1 plus 3. Mr. Harrison realized that Emily wasn't wrong at all. Given her reality, her answer was perfectly logical. He had assumed there were no other apples involved, but he never stated that. He had created a set of rules in his own head and expected everyone else to follow them without question. Emily had simply operated under a different set of rules based on her own context. He apologized to her in front of the whole class, thanking her for teaching him a valuable lesson that day. The lesson wasn't about arithmetic. It was about the danger of assumptions and the power of listening. He learned that what seems like a wrong answer can become absolutely right once you take the time to understand where the other person is coming from. This story is more than just a cute classroom anecdote. It's a profound life lesson. How many times have we been Mr. Harrison in our daily lives? At work, with our partners, with our friends, or even with strangers online? We hear something we disagree with, and our immediate reaction is to correct, to argue, to prove our point. We assume the other person is misinformed, illogical, or just plain wrong. We jump in with our well, actually ... double quotes, without ever stopping to ask, can you tell me more about why you think that? We forget that everyone has an apple in their backpack, a hidden piece of information, a past experience, a personal value that shapes their perspective. Their logic might be flawless, based on a reality that we simply can't see. This tendency to assume we're right can be incredibly damaging. It strains relationships, stifles creativity in the workplace, and deepens divides in our society. When we refuse to listen, we're essentially telling the other person that their reality, their experience, doesn't matter. And that's a deeply invalidating thing to do to someone. On the other hand, when we choose to listen, when we choose to ask questions and seek understanding, we build bridges. We show respect. We create an environment where people feel safe to share their true thoughts, which leads to better solutions, stronger bonds, and a more compassionate world. Think about the last disagreement you had. Did you truly listen, or were you just waiting for your turn to speak? Were you trying to understand, or were you just trying to win? It's a hard question to answer honestly. Our egos love to be right. But true strength isn't about always being right. It's about having the humility to admit that you might not have the full picture. It's about having the curiosity to explore other viewpoints. There isn't just one path to the top of the mountain. There are many different trails, and each one offers a unique view. By insisting that our path is the only one, we miss the beauty and wisdom that the other paths have to offer. So, here's a challenge for all of us. The next time you find yourself in a disagreement, or you hear an opinion that makes you want to immediately object, take a pause, breathe, and then channel your inner Mr. Harrison. Instead of stating your own case, ask a question. Say something like, "That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought of it that way. Can you help me understand how you came to that conclusion?" You might be amazed at what you discover. You might find the hidden apple in their backpack. You might not end up agreeing with them, and that's okay. The goal isn't always to agree. It's to understand. Understanding is the foundation of respect, and respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship, from the classroom to the boardroom to our own homes. Before you judge someone, before you label them as wrong, before you try to correct them, just listen. Listen with the intent to understand, not just to reply. You'll not only learn more about them, but you'll also learn more about yourself and the world around you. You'll become a better problem solver, a more empathetic friend, and a wiser person. Let's all try to remember little Emily and her apple, and let's make a conscious effort to look for the hidden truths in others' perspectives. It might just change the way you see everything. Thanks so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on personal growth and understanding. And ID. Love to hear from you in the comments. Share a time when understanding someone else's perspective changed your mind. See you in the next one.